Hi guys, so in this video I want to show you how to create like a perfect color scheme using Colorbox, the one you can use for your next project. So first off, start with your color. Let's say you have a brand, you find me a second color for your design. So I just use a random color here. So I pick on probably this orange color, and then a greenish, yeah, this turquoise color. Yeah, so I have these two color right here, and I want to generate a color scale for them from light to dark. So I'm going to show you how you can do that. So first off, the first thing you do is get the hue of the color, which is HSL here. This HSL, this hue, this is for this first digit is for hue, this is saturation, and this is for lightness, this is opacity. So what we first need is this hue here. So you copy this hue, which is 22, and then you head over to Colorbox, colorbox.io, and click enter. So by default, you should have a probably another color here. I've used it before, that's why I have this blue as my default color. So first off, I don't want these two things to show. This is just to show the accessibility level, but I don't want them to show. So I come here and turn these two items off. So since I'm going for a sort of orange color, I will just turn this to orange also. Name this orange, and click on this. And obviously this color is still blue. If I want to change it, I need to go to this part here. In my Figma, if I copied this, I have hue, saturation, and lightness. So it corresponds to the hue, saturation, and brightness in this part. So brightness is also lightness. But you won't be doing stuff with this hue and saturation and lightness, brightness much. So for now, you can ignore it. So click on the color and then enter the value, which was 22, up and down, and 22 also. So you can see that this is already looking like this color. Now, the issue with this is if you try exporting this, you most likely will not find this color, this base color. And since these are your two base colors, they should always be in your color schema. So there's a simple way to fix that. You still come to your view section, copy this time you're copying the text code. You move over to the options. You move over to your options, and then where you have lock hex, you paste that hex file here. Now you can see that this changed slightly around this 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, these 4 colors they change. So that what happens is this color here will then be forced into this progression, So surely you see your base color probably should be this 6th or 5th color, but your base color is set in here. So a quick explanation of some few terms here. So when you select your color, you have the hue for the start and the end, which you basically post your two the hue for your brand color start and end portion. You have your saturation, start and end saturation. So your start saturation has to do with the saturation of this first the first color here, and the end saturation has to do with saturation of this last color here. So if you make your start saturation probably be saturated, or let's say 0.3, so you see your first color is more saturated and it trickles down to the last color. So most times I like my saturation at 0, purely saturated. The same stuff for brightness. This start brightness has to do with the first brightness up here, and then the end brightness has to do with the start brightness up here. So most values are between 0 and 1 for your for saturation and brightness. So if you 0.1 could be 10, 0.2 could be 20, 30, and then all the way to 100. So keep the values between 0 and 1. If you click on the options here, you should see major steps, which has to do with how many steps, how many color schemes generated. So at this point in time, I have 11 steps, So the 11 colors generated here. I could increase this to probably 12 or 13 or 14 or even lower. So I leave mine as 11. You also have minor step. probably if you have a color between 0 and probably the scale between 0 and 1 is probably too sharp or probably too bright. You want a color that is in between them. This is when you use a minus step. Right? So let me clear all my minus steps. And so if I want a minus step between 0 and 1, at this point you can see that my 0 to 1, it's a bit too sharp, and I want to step a color between 0 and 1. I just come in and I click plus minus step and then 0. So if I click on 0, it gives me a step between 0 and 1. I click on 1, it gives me a step between 1 and 2. So that's 1.5. So I want 0, and I just leave that. I also probably want a step between 9 and 10. So I click on plus again, and then put one between 9, and then I have a step called 9.5. So everything should have worked out right. So this is how you can create a particular color scheme. Okay, now to create the other color, which is this color here, I do the same thing. I copy my hue. What I love to do then is duplicate this color, which is just click here and duplicate this color, and then you can probably name it. I'll probably name it top. Yeah. And then I repeat the hue, which is 176, and 176 also. And you can see that this looks messed up because it's still passing it through the progression of the same color. So I have to come here and change the progression also. So I go here and copy the hue for this color, the color code, actually the hex code, and then I paste it here. And then I should be getting something similar. Okay, so if you could see, there's a bit of an issue between 2 and 3 here. It looks too close together. And so what I can do is, leaving out other settings, and I could just probably come here and tweak and probably try quads to see if something changes. And try cubic to see if changes. And probably linear. Yeah, so I just basically cycle through most of them to see which one gives me what I want. I think sign works. Nah. So I think I'll go with sign. Now that you've generated a scale that works for both of the background color, if you want to import the scale into Figma, there's an easy way to do it, because there's a plugin that Colorbox has for Figma. So what I do here is export. I click export, then copy JSON. Basically copies the JSON here, and then I head over to Figma, and I find the plugin called Colorbox. So click on it and then wait for it to load up. So with that JSON that you've copied, you create this JSON, and then just click and just paste the JSON into here, the JSON file here, and click import options. Now this depends on how you want to name your color. If you name it 1, it should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2. Probably the step like which is 10 or 11. But I love my color name 100, so I get the color name 100, 200, 300, 400. So I want to create a new color style, and so to create a color style for you when you have this done. If you want to remove all your color styles, if there's an existing color style you want to remove them and replace it with this one, you can check this. But most times you don't need to do this, so leave it unchecked. So click import colors, and there you have it, your colors inside your Figma file. Now the sweet thing about this is it creates the color code for you here, and turquoise, it also creates the color code for you here. So if I draw a frame now and I want to replace it with this any of the color, I can see that my colors are here, and I could switch it between those colors. So yeah, so that's it. That's how you create a color. That's how you create a color scheme using Colorbox in Figma.